Over more than its 20-year history, the Eurasian Group has become one of the world's mining and metallurgical giants and unites, both in Kazakhstan and abroad, dozens of metallurgical, mining and energy companies. Behind these achievements, there is a well-coordinated team of executive officers, builders, miners, metallurgists, engineers and ordinary workers. Development of the state's economy, everyday welfare promotion and promotion of welfare cannot be handled by one person only. Everyone's work is important in this challenge. From an ordinary worker to an executive officer, nearly 19,000 employees work at the enterprise of Kazchrome company. Development of the state's economy, everyday welfare promotion, and promotion of welfare cannot be handled by one person only. Everyone's work is important in this challenge. From an ordinary worker to an executive officer, nearly 19,000 employees work at the enterprises of Kazchrome company. They provide its leading role at the world market of ferroalloys. These minerals and produced alloys are necessary primarily for the production of steel, including heat-resistant, corrosion-resistant, high-speed alloy and others. We can state with absolute certainty that without ferroalloys, it's not possible to produce high-quality steel, and at present time no branch of industry and construction in the world can exist without quality steel. This means that literally there is a piece of work of miners and metallurgists of Kazchrome in every ton of metal used in the global industry. Transnational company Kazchrome is a unique enterprise which includes all the ferroalloy production cycle from the exploration works, extraction of mineral resources and their enrichment to metallurgical treatment with release of products with high value added. Successful work of the largest exporter company is provided by coordinated work of 4 key divisions. Donskoy ore mining and processing plant in the town of Kromtau, Kazmarganets mining enterprise in Karaganda, Aksu ferroalloys plant in Aksu city in Pavlodar region and the Aktobe ferroalloys plant in Aktobe. The company produces more than 3.7 million tons of tradable chrome ore, 520,000 tons of manganese ore, and 1.4 million tons of different ferroalloys per year. Kazchrome is a company that has everything for a successful work for a very long time. The richest ore, there is no such ore in the world. We are the second in the world in respect of reserves. Therefore, of course, it's only fitting to take an advantage of this. There is enough chrome ore at least for us and for our grandchildren for 100 years more. Therefore, the development of Kazchrome is for about 100 years. I'm talking about the future. Donskoy ore mining and processing plant explores and processes ore already for 80 years. Nearly 8,000 people at the entity extract on the average of 4.4 million tons of ore per year. Such volumes of chrome ore extraction and its subsequent processing lead Kazakhstan to the top 3 of the largest producers of ferroalloys in the world. As it is known, the history of the Donskoy ore mining and processing plant began in 1938, and of course the reserves and quality of ore impressed even the then worldly wise geologists. On the territory of Aktobe region there are deposits of the richest ore in the world in terms of chrome content. Thus, Kazakhstan ranks first by the quality of chrome ore and second by its volumes in the world. The technology which was implemented at that time had allowed to produce metal already in the years of the war, which of course was used in the defense industry of the Soviet Union. Looking at the pictures, we can see people who started to work at Donskoy ore mining and processing plant. They are gone now, the company employs their grandchildren. This suggests that there is a legacy that will allow Kazchrome to work fruitfully and for a very long time. In the 70s, there was an era of underground mining. It was more and more difficult to get ore deposits from the surface. Today, 2 mines operate at Donskoy ore mining and processing plant, youth, and 10 years of Kazakhstan's independence. It seems like a huge city has stretched under the ground at the youth mine. The length of all horizontal mine workings at the mine is 150 kilometers. The mine youth is the world's largest chrome ore extracting mine. Chromium is mined using the caving system with scraper delivery to the place of car loading. Each car can hold up to 10 tons of ore. The car string delivers ore to the tippler. Then the ore is crushed and delivered to the surface. Then the mine, 10 years of Kazakhstan's independence, picks up the relay baton of the ore production. This is one of the youngest and most rapidly developing chromite mines in the world. The construction of vertical shafts of the second shaft line is already coming to the end. The representatives of one of the most heroic professions, shaft singers, make a track to the ore. There are very complicated geological conditions, and it's very hard to mine ore. It's not so easy to take it. It is necessary to want to work and to love the profession. Then everything will come to hand. The 1,250 meters deep ventilation shaft is ready now. This is one of the deepest shafts in Kazakhstan. New skip air supply shafts, the depth of which is expected to reach 1.5 kilometers, are also going to be deepened. These shafts belong to the second phase of construction of the second mine of the Donskoy ore mining and processing plant, 10 years of Kazakhstan's independence. Of course, one remembers everything, the first descending and the first drilling. It is in plain sight. This cannot be forgotten. Well, it was just a little bit scary at first. Those who work under the ground are special people. They are fearless, strong and hardy. Their work on the ore mining is the basis of modern civilization, comfortable, safe and creative one. I have 3 sons. They all work at the mine. 2 of them are in my team, so I can put down one more shaft before the retirement. Well, I'm not in retirement yet. An integral part of the production is the husbandry of the subsoil. There are crushing and dressing plant number 1 and ore dressing and pelletizing plant operate within the Donskoy ore mining and processing plant. The introduction of modern process of beneficiation solves the main problem of the miners. It improves the chromium extraction. Low-grade ore is subjected to preliminary crushing for better mineral liberation. Useful content is extracted by a gravity method to obtain chromium concentrates. A key element in this complex project is a workshop for the production of calcinite pellets. For the first time in the world, high magnesia chrome raw materials were agglomerated through the use of sintering technique. Rational use of resources reduces production costs and, most importantly, has a positive effect on the environment. The factory is considered to be one of the largest chrome ore processing factories in the world. It produces not only concentrates, but it produces also pellets. Chromium pellet is a quite unique technology, which today is already used at full extent, and the prospects lay probably in this direction. Kazmarganets mining enterprise is one of the largest enterprises in Kazakhstan on extraction and processing of manganese crude ore. This is a unique deposit. It is still such because there are no rocks, no explosion, which reduces the cost of the extracting method. Kazmarganets was established as the Administration of Mining and Geological Works, the Aksu workshop of Aksu Ferroalloys plant. In 13 years, this young entity has united a team of professionals which allows to produce 650,000 tons of manganese ore and produce 140,000 tons of 40 to 150 mm grade manganese concentrate per year, according to the project. When I was a child, I had terrible handwriting. Since then I was asked, how did you become a geodesist surveyor? Geodesists and surveyors have a very nice handwriting. As I approached the age of 40, the automation had begun. Now no one says my handwriting is ugly because everything is done on the computer. You type on the computer and print on the plotter. The planned automation and modernization help to keep the world leadership in quality and minimal cost at production and sale of tradable products. The gravitational system of beneficiation of manganese ores, including fine classes, are introduced in the Kazmarganets mining enterprise. This project allows to involve low-grade ores in the production, those that were previously sent to dumps. This is one of the decisive steps of the company to the waste-free production, and this is one of the main tasks for each affiliate of the Kazchrome. In fact, Kazakhstan is rich in resources. While there are rich resources, there will be someone to develop them. Now the demand for metals has decreased, but this can change. Mankind still needs metals for the construction of buildings, equipment, different technologies. Rich Kazakhstani ore is processed in Pavlodar region at the Kazchrome ferroalloys plant. This is one of the youngest and at the same time the most powerful ferroalloys plant in the CIS. Every year, it produces more than 1 million tons of products, which then become a part of new cities, new machines, a part of our future. More than 6,000 people of different professions work for this goal day by day for the creation of a new world. January 18, 1968 is considered to be the day of our company's birth. This is the day when 21 furnaces delivered their first metal. In each ton of metal, in each kilogram of metal, there is a piece of work of everyone, not only of metallurgists. There is a piece of work of both economists and legal advisors, and accountants, those people who process the metal. This is a large and a very complex organization. Ferroalloy smelter, only strong and willing men can select such job. The temperature of the liquid ferroalloy is more than 1500 degrees. It is necessary to have special precision and care when you work with multi-ton ladle of metal. And of course, one should simply love the profession and see the truly enchanting beauty of the flowing metal. Smelters are the people that particularly ensure the uninterrupted operation of the furnace and produce finished products, ferroalloys. Feeling the possibility of taming, domestication of hot metal vastly determines the emotive power of the fiery profession. Of course, relatives are proud of the fact that I work at such a production plant. I think everyone would have fears at first, but then you get used to it and everything goes smoothly. If a person is lazy, he will not be able to work at such a production plant, to my thinking. Today, the plant is composed of 4 major smelting shops with 28 electric furnaces. In the largest 6th shop of the plant, there are 4 powerful units specializing in the smelting of high-carbon ferrochrome. There are very few shops of that kind worldwide. For today, the renovation of this subdivision has already been started, which will allow the further increase of performance of the main and auxiliary equipment. Another innovation is the sintering workshop. Dust from the dry gas scrubbing system, formerly recoverable, now is involved in the technological process. Both small fraction of chrome ore and waste briquetting of Donskoy Gog are used here. Innovation of the sintering workshop is also in the fact that the main source of energy for its operation is ferroalloy gas, which previously has been just burned at the bleeders. Technology process, which is unique for the CIS, allows prompt switching of furnaces to work with chrome or manganese according to the market needs. Sintering workshop became the solution for important environmental issues and challenges on improving the production efficiency. After the metal is poured in ladles, they are delivered further within the workshop to the casting machine through the use of leveling cranes. When I used the machine for the first time, I've just fell in love with the mechanism. This big machine can begin to work with your help, can lift heavy weights. Full ladle bears 32 tons, and there are 3, 4, 5, 6 of such ladles, so you can figure it out. This is the way of metallurgy, that multi-ton cranes are often operated by women. They manage to move dozens of tons of ferroalloys per day. Gulziya Tusubekova serves 2 furnaces in a noisy and hot cabin. Initially, crane operator was a male profession, and then, when women tried it, why not? Because now we see that women are trying to do what every man does. Consider the car driving, for example. Consider wearing of pants, why not? Professions of the metal industry are of the most difficult ones, and the ones that are honored the most. Because here, diligence, endurance, and self-possession of human beings are tested. Typically, metallurgy is a profession for the entire life. If one works at the plant, First and foremost, you should be passionate about going to your work. Of course, I am proud of it. I feel that I contribute to the production. There is my contribution to the country's economics, a little grain of sand. We will continue in the same spirit, I believe. Aktobe ferroalloys plant can be called the pride of the country in the Aktobe region. It is the first ferroalloy production plant in Kazakhstan. The entity had been founded during the Second World War. The plant operates in a closed production cycle, from the reception of raw materials to shipment of finished products. This allows to produce 400,000 tons of ferroalloys annually on an average. It is not a privilege to be the first. It's a great job, a great responsibility and planning of the future. In the territory of the Aktobe ferroalloys plant, we have practically built a new plant. The new plant consists of 4 72-megawatt furnaces. Compared with the old plant, where furnaces are operating at alternating current, here furnaces operate at direct current. New ferroalloys plant is an innovative, completely new approach to the production process. There is a high level of mechanization and automation. The use of manual labor is minimized. The environmental protection, health and safety issues have been largely resolved. More than $843 million have been invested in this project. It is one of the most significant and long-term projects of the Eurasian Group's investment program in terms of investment and intellectual input. There are no analogues of the new plans of Kazchrome in the world's ferroalloys production practice in respect of production capacity and special technological aspects. Innovative technology of metal casting without the use of ladles and lifting mechanisms help to reduce production costs and make work safer. The molten metal in liquid form is tapped out of the furnace to the pre-prepared form, the bed. Then cooled metal ingots are sent for crushing, sizing and then for packaging, loading into containers, railway cars and for shipment to the consumer. A person's life is the most valuable. There is one goal we have in our team: to work without injuries, without accidents. The new factory or workshop number 4 is mainly formed of young engineers, specialists and graduates of specialized educational institutions. They are the best employees of the company who have participated in its establishment since the phase of design and construction. Kazchrome is a socially responsible company. Every year, as part of the collective agreement, considerable funds are allocated for realization of social projects. The employees obtain guaranteed free medical care, preferential housing loans. Education of employees and their children is funded by the company. Interest-free loans for medical treatment and for training. Subsidized vouchers to sanatoriums and recreation facilities. Children's holiday camp. Payouts on the occasions of anniversaries and many other things. All these social guarantees are enshrined in one of the best collective agreements in the industry. That is true, and we have the stability in the country today. If our staff feels healthy job climate, if the staff is socially protected and works in an ordinary course and knows that it can make a living and educate children, then the staff can have no worries. Kazchrome today is a unique company, one of the leaders of Kazakhstan's industry. Production operation with a rich history and modern technologies develops every day owing to a tightly welded professional team. Each employee of the company contributes to the common development of the domestic industry. Kazchrome values its employees and provides them with decent conditions of work and leisure. It is a great example of general social responsibility, without which it is impossible to build a new economy of Kazakhstan.